Hey there, everybody. I hope you are doing well. I'm Afefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond. I'm here today to do a political video. Going to check in with you all on a couple of very interesting hot topics that we got going on. First and foremost, though, I got to say thank you so much to my subscribers, all of you, those who've been with me a really long time, and for my new subscribers. I really appreciate your support. I'm glad to have you here. We want to keep it popping, keep the content fresh. There's so much going on. Never a lack of topics to cover and reasons to go and see what spirit wants to tell us and keep us in alignment, right? If you are interested in becoming a member of my channel, I do separate videos for members only. I do question and answer sessions, special videos on different topics for them. So there's a link to the description in the description box below, and check it out. You might want to become a part of the crowd and get in on that vibe as well. So really excited for all of that. Let's go in on the topics for today, you all. A couple of things I want to take a look at. One, this coin toss situation for the presidential debate on CNN next week between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Interesting selection choice that Joe Biden made there. So going to get into that. The race with Jamaal Bowman in New York. This race with Jamaal Bowman, is the squad going to get squished, you all? Jamaal Bowman is in trouble. His challenger, George Latimer, the money that is being spent, historic levels of money that groups like AIPAC, Jamaal Bowman has really tipped off a lot of pro-Israeli groups, politically and otherwise, with some of his actions and stances that he's taken, and they have come out and thrown millions at this campaign on behalf of George Latimer, and it's looking like Jamaal Bowman might be the first squad member to actually not to get ousted and not need a challenge. So we're going to take a look at what's up with him and how that race, the primary is coming up next Tuesday. So taping this on Friday, the 21st. Happy summer solstice, everybody. Happy Cancer season, all that good stuff, right? So we're going to see what's up, what's likely to happen with Jamaal Bowman. Tough situation, but let's see what happens. And finally, want to take a look at Miss Melinda French Gates coming out the gate with some new ideas, a new organization. She stepped away formally in June, earlier this month, from the Gates Foundation, and she is forging her own path. And I'm wondering if there's some political stuff happening in there. She has come out and formally endorsed Joe Biden. First time that she's made a formal endorsement in that manner. So I want to see if she's angling towards a little bit of politics in her future. And if so, I'm here for it. So we're going to take a look at Melinda as well. All right, you all. Let's go in. This coin toss. Really interesting. I mean, but I guess what else were they supposed to do? So CNN arranged for this coin toss between Biden and Trump to see two things: where they would stand, which podium they wanted to choose, whether they be on the left or the right of the moderators and to the viewing audience. And then secondly, the other choice was whether they wanted to have the closing argument or the closing statement. Now, to me, or maybe to most of us, I want to have the last word, right? But Joe Biden won the coin toss, and he opted to stand on the right. So to our viewers, to stand on the right. Apparently, that is where he stood during the 2020 debates. Maybe he feels like that's luck. I'm wondering if there's some sort of almost superstition going on there. Also, Spirit reminded me that from a metaphysical standpoint, generally speaking, the right is considered the masculine side and the left is considered the more receptive feminine side. Maybe there was a little bit of that going on as well. But I want to take a look. If you had the opportunity where you stand or what you say, the opportunity to close it out, you have the last statement that Biden won that coin toss and he chose the podium to be able to stand on the right. I want to take a look at that, you all. Let's see what that was all about. Spirit, was there some level of masculine gamesmanship in Biden's choice to stand on the right, to be presented? Did he see that as a more authoritative position to take on that stage with Donald Trump? Ace of Wands. And of course, we've got in this particular deck, it's a caricature sort of Barack Obama. But yeah, Ace of Wands. If you worked with me before, been with me, you know my aces are yes. My aces are like hand down. Ace is wild. Okay, that's what it was. It was a psychological move on Biden's part to basically, and who knows whether or not Donald Trump even got it right. But that's what it was. I think there is something, for people who study these things, all the nuances of debate staging, etc. There was something where Biden was also given advice and counsel that there was more power. It was considered a more powerful position. Page of Wands coming in hot with this fire as well. So it was about where he would be seen and perceived, and also there's something there about how he's filmed, because that means that he would be looking in this direction to his left, and so there's something about his profile, or how he presents himself, his body language, when he would be looking at that direction as well. And the King of Swords, yeah, interesting, they've got Bush on there. The King of Swords, his ability to appear more authoritative, more just taking a better stance. Even I noticed that scepter in his hand, the king, that kingly energy. Yes, that's what this was about, you all. Joe Biden feels that positioning, and his camp, that positioning on the stage somehow diminishes Trump's positioning to the left. And I also think there is something to be said for superstition. There's a little bit of superstition in there. Knight of Pentacles, yes, and the King of Pentacles, and both of these come up as Trump. They're counting on the fact that this positioning of Biden on that right side of the stage, you all, is going to slow Trump down. It just puts him in a more unfavorable light somehow, some way. Now, I do want to take a look, however, since we know that Trump is going to have the last word, then he's, if in fact that will work for him or against him, because goodness only knows. We've heard that they have made the decision to turn off their mics until and unless they are speaking, to try and deter from some of the extra chit. But we know that's not going to work with maybe with either one of them, because Joe Biden, if he gets fired up, he's going to get his point across regardless. But when that mic is on and when it is their turn to speak, what's to stop them, either one of them, from adding in some jabs and some little extras here and there? So I get it. The mic turning on and off was probably just to keep things from getting completely off the rails, should it go in that direction. But they're going to get their digs in. They're definitely going to get their digs in. Spirit, with Donald Trump going at the end. Ooh, stuff just popping out. We have Queen of Swords, the Chariot. That's going to be Dana Bash somehow having something to say with Trump. And the King of Wands. Queen of Swords, the Chariot, and the King of Wands. Bluster. It's really going to be bluster. And by the time, this is a 90-minute debate, and Dana, let's watch out for Dana Bash. There's something there. There's some dynamic. I don't know if she's going to throw Trump a zinger, but there's something in his closing statement that's tied to Dana Bash. And he's going to, by that time, he will be tired. 90 minutes. This is going to last, I think they said 2 commercial breaks. So it's going to be pretty hot and heavy. By that time, though, the Chariot, I think it's saying he's going to be tired. Trump is going to be tired. So even though he has the opportunity to make that last argument, he's going to be wanting to get out of the stage. Let's get this done. Let's get out of here. He's going to be blustery, King of Wands. He's going to have his blah, 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 blah. But by that time, it's going to be almost nonsensical. And I think there may be some sort of comeback from Dana Bash. Just watch that exchange. There's something there where either she will challenge something that he says, not necessarily interrupting Trump, but there's something in that final statement. And it could be that she's the one that poses that final question to him. But there's some sort of exchange between the two of them. And remembering as well, this whole issue with Trump with women and his treatment of women. So that's a really fine line he's got to walk, you all. All right, so moving on now. Topic number 2. Jamaal Bowman out of New York. Squad member maybe getting squished. All right. This APAC, what are they? The American Israel Public Affairs Committee, APAC. They are ultra wealthy. They have thrown a record-breaking, I think, $14.5 million now into this campaign between Jamaal Bowman and George Latimer. George Latimer is a Westchester County executive. He does have a record. I don't think he's held political office before, but he is known. Interestingly, talking about endorsements. Interestingly enough, Hillary Clinton has come out in favor of Jamaal Bowman's challenger, this George Latimer. Latimer is being known, touted as a more moderate Democrat. He's not thrown all of his ideas in line with Biden. There's some questions about whether or not he would back tax increases for the wealthy, things like that. And so there's some questionable stuff, and he has done his quite fair share of race baiting when debating Jamaal Bowman and throwing out coded words like, well, sure, you have your followers in Dearborn, Michigan, because Jamaal Bowman, what's gotten him in hot water is he has been very, very vocal about the Gaza war and made statements, anti-Israeli statements, and not, I want to be careful about that. I don't perceive him as anti-Semitic, although that is how he is being billed. But we know how sensitive this topic has been. And almost anyone in a public arena, if they've levied, any kind of real criticism against Israel's handling of the war in Gaza, boom, bada bing, bada bang, you are anti-Semitic. Jamaal Bowman, right, wrong, or indifferent, has not done an adequate job of countering that argument. He got that misdemeanor a while back with pulling that lever on the house floor, the fire alarm, to try and disrupt or interrupt things. He has made some sort of questionable moves, and he is in a district that is majority white, very, very large, Bronx, Westchester County area, very, very large Jewish population. And so there's just been some real fraying around the edges there. Bernie Sanders and AOC have come out in support of him, trying to help him out all they can. But again, groups like AIPAC, I understand they've put in $14.5 million. Some other pro-Israeli groups have added some millions to that. All total, this has been over $20 million that has been put into campaign ads, television ads, mailers, etc., against Jamaal Bowman and propping up George Latimer. Hillary Clinton came out and gave her endorsement to George Latimer. She got some flack for that because Hillary Clinton has always been seen as sort of a more pro fresh blood, pro, semi-progressive, just pro, and certainly pro-black, in wanting to see more people of color in Congress. So she's come out in favor of that. But on this issue, she has said, even Debbie Wasserman Schultz out of Florida, anything Hillary says, Debbie's like 2 steps behind her, right? We know they're like that. But yeah, that's a problem. So I want to take a look and see, in fact, if Jamaal Bowman is about to get unseated in this or lose this primary to George Latimer. It takes place on Tuesday in New York. Spirit, is Jamaal Bowman out of there? Is he looking like a loser at this point? Jamaal Bowman of the squad. 3 of Cups. 10 of Wands. Ace of Swords. I'll show these to you. And the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, I think he's out, you all. That 3 of Cups, even though that is a celebratory card, it came reversed, right? So almost, not celebrating, not having reason to celebrate. 5 of Pentacles left out in the cold. And may it be so with regard to him, right? With regard to Trump, left out in the cold. But yeah, left out in the cold. And my Ace of Swords, my question was, is he done? You know how I feel about my aces? Yes. and the Ten of Wands. It feels like just entirely too much money got thrown at this. So much has been made of his Bowman's remarks around, genocide. He apparently he even, if I recall correctly, you'll let me know if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right on this, that he even he downplayed or maybe even outright denied sexual assault having taken place by members of Hamas against some of the Israeli hostages. That was no, 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 no. So, and he since, tried to backtrack some of those statements. I think as he saw he's in trouble, he's tried to on the one hand, he's doubled down and said, this is why I feel the way that I do. I represent and I do care about the people of Palestine, etc., the Palestinians, etc., etc. So he's tried to explain it, but in the face of this massive campaign against him and this money, these ads, they have thrown everything but the kitchen sink at him, and I think it is boosting up George Latimer. Be interested to see on Tuesday the actual outcome, but Spirit is telling us it's not looking good. The squad is getting squished a little bit. Keep in mind too, we'll look at it later, Corey Bush, another squad member out of St. Louis, Missouri. AIPAC is also going after him, and he's apparently on some shaky ground as well. So we'll check into him a little later. But the squad members might need some recasting because their membership is it may be tanking a little bit. We'll see what happens there. And finally, you all, Melinda French Gates. So Melinda said, guess what? She said in the last 2 years of being a part of the Gates Foundation that she was getting a little tired of the bro culture. And so she was thinking about what her next steps were going to be. And so she has now established, she formally resigned and left the Gates Foundation earlier in June. And she has launched this thing called, organization called Pivotal Ventures. Pivotal Ventures. Her goal, hands down, she's being very, very, clear about this, is to promote women of color, to promote women's issues. And she has been clear on in which ways she wants to do that. First and foremost, in politics, in technology, she says, in finance, and in storytelling. Interesting choice of words, storytelling. I take that as media, right? Media, how stories get taken, maybe to some extent publishing, but that definitely felt more around, how women's stories are being covered, how they are being disseminated to the public at large. There's that. So, but the first thing on that list is politics. She has, if what I found to be is true, around $13 billion and counting, because we know that she's a capitalist. She knows how to raise that money. She certainly is extremely well connected. That name recognition alone opens a lot of doors for her. I love that she I guess French was her maiden name, I'm assuming. So now she is, for many years it was just Bill and Melinda Gates. Now she is Melinda French Gates. So she wants you to know. But I want to see if, in fact, she came out and formally endorsed Biden this week. Apparently, I didn't even realize this. It went over my head. Apparently, when she was with the Gates, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they didn't do that perhaps because their fundraising and other, partnerships, etc., were bipartisan across the board. So they did not, they made it a point not to do endorsements. But she has formally come out and endorsed Joe Biden. I am feeling like we are just beginning to hear from this version of Melinda French Gates, you all. And I think she's going to be a political force. That's how Spirit, I'm going to go to cards, but that's what Spirit is giving me. And I'm also wondering if we could see her perhaps in some sort of ambassadorship or something in the next Biden administration. I just see her. She is a voice that is so recognizable. Her work is respected. Her positioning is respected. This is the time of women resurging politically because of all the threats and things that have been done. We've got the Fool at the bottom of the deck after I shuffled. She is going in this new direction. She's ready to take that leap off of, that leap into a fresh start, that leap into something new for her. Spirit, is she going to go into politics specifically? Three of Swords, she's got some real concerns about that in the present time. Like that is that's such a setup for heartbreak, and but also she sees it as it is the area where she can perhaps have the most impact to repair some of the damage. Three of Swords, you know, the heartache, the heartbreak, the tension, the fighting, the chaos. She sees herself as being able to truly have an impact in that realm. In what role? King of Wands. Is this her backing someone? King of Wands doesn't have to be masculine, but it is, I think it even could be the Eight of Cups. This could be Bill. Eight of Cups, something that she's walked away from. I have a feeling that this is Bill. And to some extent, this could be some conversations that she and Bill had over the years around their navigation of politics, how they were, how they were moving. And so would he influence her still? Okay, Queen of Cups. So this is her coming into her power. This is her coming into being comfortable on a political stage, because right now she's certainly comfortable in financial circles, in venture capital circles, in political circles, but more in the fundraising side of things. And so this would be her need to get comfortable, Knight of Cups. Her need to get comfortable being seen that way. Being seen, having her words then taken from just promoting causes to promoting policy, to promoting decisions, to promoting a direction of the country. That would be a huge adjustment for her, and I'm not sure that's what she's considering. She's not sure if she's ready for that heat. The Ten of Pentacles, right now her concern really is as a financial powerhouse, her concern is to maintain her status as a financial powerhouse, to continue to have access to venture capital, to continue to be profitable, to make sure that this new pivotal ventures is profitable. Seven of Swords, she's not trusting. She's careful extremely careful of who she listens to, and as it relates to trying to build something political for herself, a political team, she's very, very careful, very suspect of who, and allowing people in her inner circle, so that she doesn't have the people in place yet. And the Hangman, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, okay. So no, she's not going to make any fast and furious moves to really go into the political realm. I think Melinda French Gates is going to use this pivotal ventures to, at least for now, do what she does best, which is to continue to raise money, continue to use her voice and her stature to promote causes on behalf of women, and especially women of color. And to promote, to stand with issues, and certainly endorse. I wouldn't be surprised if we see other endorsements that she makes, political endorsements, but those that affect her causes, rather than her becoming the centerpiece and the policy maker in the political realm. Not ruling it out down the road in the future, but for right now, yeah, she's just about making her voice and making a success of this Pivotal Ventures organization that she started. All right, you all? Okay, have a great day, a great weekend, and let's see what happens in that primary race in New York between Bowman and Latimer on Tuesday. It ain't looking good, you all. AOC, you all might want to, start taking in some resumes for your next members. All right, take good care. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. I'll talk to you soon.